Hey everybody, welcome back to Kingdoms Reborn. Over 100 years into this playthrough, food is stable, and in the last episode, we got chocolate, our first tier 3 luxury. Now today, we're going to tackle an issue that has been happening for quite some time, and that is a tier 1 luxury. Cannabis, for some reason, has not been keeping up, so we're going to take a look at doing pottery to try to supplement our tier 1 luxuries. I did quick build while we're talking about things that I did between episodes. In the last episode, I quick built all of the markets and I got one market set up to be active with just specific things in it to see if it helps with some of the issues. Let's grab pottery. Let's go ahead and see if it has an advanced version. If it does, we'll get 4 of them built. So pottery first, then we got some technology to look at, and sure enough, it does have a advanced version. Let's throw them right here next to our trade company where we've been building all the rest of them, and then we'll get that built. Let's speed up time and take a look at the tech. So today I want to get to the paper mill, in particular the paper mill, because I'd like to see if it produces toilet paper and see if that's a tier 2 luxury. If it is, we'll go ahead and grab it. We've got a lot of points right now, so we'll go ahead and grab seed specialization for that 10% and fertilizer for that 10%. It will increase the productivity of our farms. Not that I'm too terribly worried about it, but it would be nice. Electric power from petroleum could be interesting. It's 150,000. I think we grab it just to see where petroleum is. Maybe we build one of the oil plants to see if there's a difference in the amount of electricity it produces. It's 13 workers. I think 13 workers is 2 less than the other. It's 1 less. So hopefully the petroleum plant does a little bit better. We'll grab it. Over in the upgrade tree, let's grab chocolate snap since we're producing chocolate, and then we'll grab 1 point of industrial technologies. I don't think that we have enough for another one, so I'm going to hold out on that. Chocolate snob's not really too important. We'll grab gardens. I think that these are something that we're going to place down a few of. It's a 20 appeal for a radius of 12. That's big enough to encompass a house. So we'll grab that. We'll let it start finishing. These, it looks like all of our potters are done. So let's go ahead and close out all of our spam. Raiders just got back. We'll send out another raid shortly, and we get an oil rig card for 1600, which we don't really need in the oil power plant for 1920. Again, really don't need that. So we'll get the potter in just a second here. Let's go ahead and delete these out, and then we'll get those sold. That way we can get the advanced potter built. And let's take a look at what the advanced potter is. It's probably the same where it's going to be 16 workers. Oh, this is only... Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. That's 2 workers for the potter, and this is 16 for the advanced. Minus 20% for the consumption. That's something that we can work with. It will keep a lot of people out of the clay pit. We'll place it in this neighborhood over here. I think this would be a good spot. I'd like to get a warehouse over here. So let's do the potter right here, right up against that road. We'll let that build. Let's get a big warehouse, one of the large warehouses over here. We'll quick build both of them, and let's see how this looks when it gets built. So it's 100 on the budget to produce 100 pottery. Let's bump up the budget. Let's give it a little bit of overtime. We'll bring it to the industrial age. We'll give it the teamwork and the improved kill for an extra 15%. Right now, we're looking at 76 clay for 182 pottery. I hope that this is enough. We may want to drop a couple of sustainability cards in there to get the amount of clay down. I don't think that the clay pit does quite that much. So if we drop 2 of them in there, it will be 37 clay. I think that will be plenty good. If we look at the clay pit, it produces 42. So this 44. Wow, brain's not looking at numbers and processing numbers today. That is rough. So the clay pit's producing 44, so that should be enough to maintain this potter. We'll go up to, I would say, let's go to 1,000. Maybe we go to 2,000 pottery and see if this takes care of our tier 1 luxuries. So that's now out of the list, so we shouldn't have to worry about that. I don't want to go too much more into electricity as we're struggling with the amount of electricity that we're producing. But what we could do is put in another power once we take a look at the petroleum. Let's grab our yearly cards. We'll grab the immigrant. Let's grab a raid card since our raiders are back, and then we'll get them off as we go ahead and drop the master potter in there. No, let's not do the master potter. We'll keep this just in case, but I don't think that we want to go this route. 20% efficiency to one building really isn't that great. Let's throw the master potter up there. We'll keep the master brewer for the time, but I do think that we're going to be looking at other cards to put in here, as this is only one building that's being affected by that. So it's not something that's really that good. We'll look in here really quick and we'll see if there's a card that we would want to do that may be a little bit more beneficial. We'll pick up engineering office, 10% productivity. We'll definitely do that. We'll do 5% to housing appeal. So we'll grab that. We're going to have to do a little bit of rearranging of our cards down there. We'll do social welfare for 30% job happiness. That's going to give us 5% global happiness. Yeah, let's do it. Let's grab the social welfare. That will be our last card that we put in there. We'll get the engineering office over here. That will be something just to get us an extra 10% to all of our manufacturing. We'll grab the architect's office and we'll place it down here. We can definitely quick build those. It's just going to be well worth it. And we'll switch around the sustainability cards back up there. We'll grab that social welfare and we'll slot that right into our main building here. Let's see what it does to the budget. So it dropped it by 3,000, which at least we're still in the gold here. It's something, I guess I'm not worried about money. I'm really not. The raids are so beneficial that I don't need to worry about it. And then I had a question if I'm going to play the other faction after I finish this one. And the answer is, I think so. I think I'm going to, I usually like to space it out between episodes, between one faction and the other, but I think that I want to see what the other faction's about since they are new and they've got a lot of new things. Let's go ahead and raid these guys for 680 and we'll go ahead and drop all of our units in there. Shouldn't be a big issue. They should eliminate them pretty quickly. We'll grab that productivity and then let's get the paper mill down to see what type of productivity that gives. We'll do that and we'll take a look for an oil. So looks like we've got oil up here. We're gonna have to build some houses up that way to get that oil. So let's do a bridge that way. And then we'll look at doing just a city center over there. Let's do a bridge right there. This right here is where we're gonna want the oil. Let's preemptively place it down. And what does it require? 15 workers. That's plenty good. So this region right here is the one that's got it. I guess we place it by the fort. It would be a good place for an oil rig, but it tells us it's too far from the houses, but that's fine. We're just going to go ahead and pause it for the time being. 24,000 oil in there. So if this is anything like the other power, it's going to siphon that pretty quickly. And something that I'd like to see is oil out at sea where you have to send ships to get it. Not sure if that's something that they can implement or would even want to implement, but I think like the deep sea fishing, that would be pretty interesting. Let's grab paper mill next. And I think that there's a lot of people in this area that are not really employed. So we'll look maybe right here for the paper mill. Let's take a look. So right now it's printing paper, which would just get us the paper under control. If we switched it to toilet paper, it would be producing our second tier 2 luxury. Let's quick build it and see what it takes. So it's wood to paper, which is fine. We'll bump the budget. We'll give it a little bit of work hours. I'm not going to do electric machinery. I don't think that we really need to do that, but we will do the upgrade pulp preservation just to give us a little bit better ratio between the wood to the toilet paper. We'll do the upgrade suction roll. I think that would be good. Even though it's level 8 houses, we're going to start working towards those level 8 houses. So we might as well start just focusing on those upgrades. And then we'll do double motivation for the upgrades in this. Yeah, let's do double motivation. It gets us 83 around. I think we go up to 2K for the production limit. I don't think we're going to be selling toilet paper, but at least I want it in stock for that second tier 2 luxury. And then we need a third tier 2 luxury in order to upgrade our houses to level 8. to start getting those bonuses. But at least we're on the track. We're getting there. Food is still in good shape. We're 50,000 produced and we're only consuming 48. So I do want to get some more houses built, primarily up in that new area where we're going to get the oil produced. Let's get the buy wood. Now we'll get the steel. I've been focusing on that. It's kind of become a meme. I had a comment that we hit 69 steel cards in the last episode and I didn't even care to notice. So that's something we're going to hit the same with the immigration cards soon here. That's going to be something that we just kind of hit and suppress and keep going. It's humorous, the things that are caught in the videos that I don't catch, but other people do. Let's grab these immigrants. We'll grab this passion book. And I guess while we're on our way up to that new area, let's get a scholar's office going. This crafts cards and it takes paper to do it. But the good thing about this is it will start getting us some of the cards that we need, because currently productivity is probably a big one. We're probably going to mass produce it so that we can start getting the productivity plus, as we're nowhere near getting the social science, I believe, that's required for the other one. Let's get that first one, and our raiders are back. We'll get another raid here in a second. We don't want to produce wild cards. That's just not something we want. So we're just going to set it to productivity. We'll quick build it and we'll do double passion in there. No, we're going to do double sustainability in there so that we're not using a whole lot of paper to make the cards. Let's redo that. We'll bring it to the industrial age. I don't think that we want to do electric at the moment, but we will bump the budget and give it a little bit of a work hour bump. We'll do the upgraded improved production for an extra 30%. Hopefully this makes them produce a lot quicker, and we may add a few of these, but it is 7 workers to maintain one of them. So I'm not sure how much I want to put that many workers in there. If we take a look, we still have a lot of laborers, which is good. This is what we wanted. We wanted a lot of laborers kind of hanging around that were capable of doing other things. Let's do, in the tech tree, let's grab, I think it was Glassworks for another tier 2 luxury. And then we'll get probably 4 Glassworks done so that we can get to the advanced version. Just another tier 2 luxury to make sure the tier 2 luxuries are stable. And it looks like tier 1 are stable now. Chocolate looks good. The tier 2 luxuries look good. We're in good shape. I'm liking where we're at. And I had a comment that somebody finished their deity playthrough recently and they said it was a struggle the whole way. And I really see that this is how the game has progressed, that it's just become this massive struggle bus to get to the end game. And I don't necessarily, I almost feel that it's unnecessarily difficult at this point. Let's grab another baker over here so that we can make sure that we're ahead of the curve on food. We just want to stay where we're at with this. So we'll do probably 2 productivity books in there for the time being. Maybe I'll leave the productivity books out for the time being. We'll switch this over to wood and we'll get it upgraded right to the industrial age. We're going to run out of upgrade points right now. So we're going to have to go after something for more upgrade points. But the difference between having an upgraded baker, which produces, I think it was like 1,200 food or something. Yeah, 1,300 food versus 700 food is just something that well, I guess we got to do electricity. Electricity's got to be next. Let's head up here. We'll get a housing district right here for just a big group. So this will feed these bakers as well. This will be good. We'll do, oh man, we're gonna do a different setup over here. This is a setup that I'm thinking of doing in the next playthrough, where I leave different gaps in between the houses because I would like to place some of the shrubbery between it and have it more effective. As we saw over here, it didn't really give the bonus that I was hoping that it would. So I want to see if we can get it a little bit better design. Let's grab our yearly cards. We'll grab the immigrant, and that's advanced glass. Now the advanced glass gives an export bonus, but it disallows the disallows glassware import. This is a pretty standard bonus, and to be honest, I don't see us selling it, but I also don't see us importing it, so I'm perfectly good with this. Let's go ahead and hit later with that. We'll take care of it in just a minute here. We'll grab the immigrants and we'll grab our yearly card. Before we go too far, well, those are building, I guess. I want to get rid of these glass buildings because I don't want 4 glass buildings going, and in particularly, I don't want to have unupgraded glassworks working. So we're at 19 of the glass and coal to 39 glassworks. This is good. I'm not going to upgrade any of those. I'm just going to build the advanced version. Let's do the advanced version over here. So if we take a look, we've got 7 people right there that aren't working anywhere, and we've got 7 right there that aren't working anywhere, and 7 right there. So we've got plenty of people in this area. So let's grab glassworks for in here, and we'll place it. Man, that's a big beefy boy. We'll place it right there. Let's get it quick built and see what the budget's like, as it's got, 58 to 100. So that's good. It's going to be 600, I guess 543 in order to get that going. We'll take this down to 12 workers like we did the rest of them. I think that that's a happy medium type of area, and we'll bring it to the industrial age. I don't want to do electric for that at the moment. We'll do upgrade glass for an extra 15%, and we won't do the town just because we're not going to have more than one of them. We just won't. If we were going to go with a bunch of glassworks, I think we just want to stick with the standard building. We might want to do 1 or 2 sustainability books just to get the intake down a little. And it's not the intake of coal that I'm worried about, it's the intake of glass. So we're producing plenty, but I just want to make sure that we're still producing a good amount there. Let's find a minor city to conquer, and then we maybe make friends with one of our neighbors to get some upgrade points from there. They're under our control. These guys are not under our control. Let's go ahead and conquer them to get a few more upgrade points, and we'll do the alliance thing with the neighbor down here. So I'm not sure what these guys are in particular. I don't know all the factions. I know some people said that the Augusta guy up there is a Conquer guy. I don't know what these guys are, but what we could do is we could marry off a son or a daughter for 1,000, gets us 30%. We can declare friendship, brings us to 40. Let's give them some money and see what giving them some money does. Maybe we give them 20,000. Just a little sleight of hand to see what they do. And if we take a look at our diplomacy, we are at enough for an alliance. And now that we're at enough for an alliance, we should be able to place some of the foreign quarters in here. So let's grab first. We'll grab, oh man, where is it? Must be services maybe. I'm probably overlooking it. You guys are probably screaming at me. So let's go back over here. Embassy. Oh man, foreign quarter embassy. Let's grab the first one right here on the corner. And as soon as it builds, we can see that the embassy gives us 5 upgrade points. Not a whole lot. We can do upgrade foreign investments. It looks like building gives back 120% of its cost after 2 years. We'll do that. We'll do hotel chain, which apparently gives a boost to hotels. So we may want to look at a hotel this episode, and then the foreign quarters for an extra 5 upgrade points. Absolutely. And then the foreign quarters. Man, that is a big chunky building. We'll go, I guess, over here. Nope, there's something there that we can't build on. Maybe we go right here, puts it in line with our road. They really should be putting some roads in there. We'll look at the foreign port. Yeah, let's do the foreign port. It looks like it's only 640, so let's see what it does. And if we look here, we can do some upgrades. So for 1,800, we get 5 extra upgrade points, so we'll do it. And we'll spam this a little bit since it's fairly cheap. That is super cheap for upgrade points. We'll go up to, let's stop there at that price. I think we're hitting the diminishing return, but 80 upgrade points from that is pretty good. And then we might as well do the merchant's quarter, which looks like it just gives us 20 back. This is probably something that we'll never see the money back from, but it's nice to always have like that little trickle. We'll go right to the same amount. I think that's good. It's probably a huge waste investing that much money into the merchant's quarter, but we can say that, hey, we've got a little bit of money coming in from that. And then we'll look at a hotel next, and we should take a look at the museum. That would probably both be pretty good, but at least that gets us some upgrade points that we can spend on some things. This area up here is not quite built yet, so we'll give that a little bit longer, and we'll do hotel next. And I don't remember what the hotel did. So allows visitors from other towns to stay. This would be good. We'll get this. I guess we'll do it kind of off to the side of our bread production over here. We'll put it in line this way. That way we can put a road to it. I don't know if it needs a road. Some of the buildings don't really require it. If we quick build it, we can see that it's allowing people to visit. It's service quality of 108. So we can get different visitors, and it tells us where they're from, which it looks like it's from a trade route. So they'll get 5 per visitor. It's got an upkeep. I'm really not sure how good this is. I don't know what this really does. So you guys will have to let me know down in the comments if the hotel's worth it, what you guys feel about it. This may be a card where we just need a few of them and then connect to a lot of different towns and maybe do just a big fee to do it. I don't know. I think that they're trying with this, but I think it's like the zoo. I don't think that is quite implemented all the way. Let's grab the museum next, as I would like to see the cards that are in there. I did see on the forums that there are some cards that they recommend getting in the museum, and we'll put the museum across from our zoo. Let's go ahead and quick build that. And if we take a look in there, it looks like we've got prosperity, so 50% from the caravans. That would be pretty good. We have pilgrimage, which is the hotel service quality is boosted. I don't know what these ones are. It looks like it's maybe a little bit unfinished. Then we've got Islander Life, which is 5% from Trading Post, Fishing Lodge, and Deep Sea. This would be huge. It would only be 20 for us because we only have the 4 deep sea fishers, but ultimately we would get 1 from our Trading Post, 1 from our fisher, and then 4 from our deep sea, 30 in total. It'd be well worth it. For this, a fulfilled life, 2% happiness above 70% gives 1% productivity for the town. That is solid. That would be 50% productivity to our whole entire town. Remembrance, 1% city attractiveness for every level 8 house in the town, up to 100. We will be getting level 8 houses. This would absolutely be worth it. And then 1% city attractiveness for in the capital gains 5 upgrade points. Oh, every 1% city attractiveness, the capital gains 5 upgrade points. This is huge. This right here is absolutely huge. We're currently at 164% city attractiveness. If we gained 5 upgrade points for that, if I'm reading that correct, we would gain well over 5 plus another, we'd gain 800 upgrade points from just that. That is absolutely solid. So I know that there are some places down to the south where we could check out and do the excavation. I don't know if there's like a building for doing excavation. So if we took a look back here, I just see that we've got the museum. I don't see that there's a building that goes with the excavation unless that's something in the upgrade tree. That'll be something that I'll have to look at between episodes. But if we took a look over here, we have pyramid ruins right there. And then I think it's right here. We have the old ruins here. So each of them, it looks like, gives a hotel service quality if you build it within the province. So we may want to eventually take a look at colonizing those areas. I'm not really sure. And if we did the excavation, we would get some things from them. This is probably something, it looks like it continuously goes up. That does not quite surprise me. Let's spend up to where we fill up our cards, or where we're at maybe 100,000 per, so we get a couple extra. Let's switch over to this one over here. So it looks like we're now starting to get repeat cards, and see if we get repeat cards from over here. And it looks like we are getting different cards. So let's drop those into the museum, see if we've got any upgrade points. This is probably something that I'll do between episodes because I don't really find that to be an interesting aspect of the game. But we drop all of these in there and we can see if we've got any upgrade points. Looks like we're going to have to sell some of these cards. I don't know if they're worth trading them over to other players or not, but that could definitely be something that would be a good thing for if you're doing a multiplayer game. Let's get that slotted there and see if we've got anything that finishes out here. Looks like we just got this one. This will be pretty good. So we should see in here that we get an upgrade. Yeah, museum card set 25. That's good. That's one thing that we've got, and it looks like we have, I think it was the ancient staff right there that we got. So let's get that slotted in there, and then I will play around with this between episodes. Let's grab that steel. We should have one more thing here. Let's grab that immigrant. We'll throw that card in there and we get this one right here, mummification. Now I don't see what this one does, so that might be a waste, but at least we got one of them. We got half of remembrance. We got half of a fulfilled life. This is good. I'd like to see both of those finish in maybe the Royal Heritage finish, but that's something that I'll look at between. And then if I get it, we'll bring you back and we'll show you how that kind of played out. Look at this. We're 96 for food. So we're at a solid point there. We're at 134 for houses. This is from all of the different shrubbery and the cypress. 99% from luxury. This is good. 157 from luxuries. Absolutely solid because of the social welfare. We're at 103 for jobs, 165 for attractiveness, and then we've got 90 for tourism. Cannot beat where we're at here. Let's pick up the next thing in our technology, which will be the printing press. Now this will print the books. I think for printing the books, we're going to need paper production and we're going to need probably dyes up and going. So I'm going to hold out on doing that for the moment. And maybe we pick up one more thing over here, another point into the industrial technologies, just to keep pushing our our production as far as we can. Over this group right here, they are starting to build those, but we're not quite to our housing cap. We'll do first a tavern over here just to give them a little bit of happiness. This is probably going to be a pretty big town hall. We'll do the tavern right there. We'll do a library over here and we'll do just the spacing in between just like that. I think I left a spacing there. We'll do a road this way. And no, I did not. Oh, come on. Do that. We'll throw the library right here. That will get at least some happiness in this area. We should pick up a school over here just to keep pushing as much education as we can. We can see that the technology it's needed. We are starting to push through it, but I think those end technologies are going to be quite a bit. So we'll do a few more houses probably in the next episode, but I think we can get the oil rig built now. And it looks like it's like any other. You've got normal, you have the conserve resources or the rapid. We will probably want 2 passion books in there. If I remember correctly, mines are one of those ones which has always got low happiness. So we'll go 2 passion in there. Let's quick build it and we can move it to electric, which I don't think that we need to. And it's 280 for a batch. That is insane. Upgrade oil oasis gives us an extra 20%. We'll go for it. We will go for the survey. Absolutely. Not that we're going to get anything from this until we get the level 8 houses, but ready for the future. And then we could upgrade the team, which I don't think we need. Don't think we need the electric machinery. We will get some sort of storage over here, probably a large warehouse. I would like to see them, since this is liquid, I'd like to see them add liquid storage to the game. Maybe have milk and some other things be in there, and we'll get that quick built. And then I think this is a good spot to call this as they're finishing up those houses. We're getting the first of our oil. Let's set a production target of 2,000. And then in the next episode, we will get petroleum power. We'll get our next tier 3 luxury and start getting our tier 8 houses. Thank you guys for joining. We'll see you in the next episode.